we go.
Yep.
All right. So, welcome to my IEP meeting. So we're going to be talking about my plans for after high school. Okay, I'm guessing I'm going to have to use the mouse to do this.
Both, or does it matter? You can be my Jen Edward. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So some information about me. My name's Nathan. I'm a senior. I'm 17. And will everybody please introduce themselves and sign in to our meeting?
I just sent her a message. You're in trouble.
Oh, that is cute.
Turn on your phone.
Yeah, so will everybody please introduce themselves and sign into the meeting?
I'm Laura Dickinson. I've had Nathan in many, many classes here. I'm also his case manager.
I'm Penny Johnson. I'm Laura's student teacher this year. I'm Sandra Simmons. I'm mom.
Jason, Dad.
Tom Parton, speech therapist.
I'm Marie Yoder. I'm in transition services and I represent the Division of Rehab Services.
Jan Harrell, vision facilitator.
I'm Brooklyn and I'm just observing.
He's entertaining.
Sure.
Right, Nathan?
What?
You're entertaining. All your pictures like propaganda.
Are all his pictures what?
Propaganda, he said.
Yeah, meaningful.
I do
Mom.
need to sign.
Meaning, heartfelt.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
That was at ISU.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was when I presented. All right. So some special special things about me. I thought I typed this in there, but I guess it didn't make it. Let's think of some things. I got.
You could have been
Well, talk about some of your summer things that you
Yeah. So I went to New Jersey and also.
For what?
I'm gonna talk about that. Stop.
This is senior mom.
And I'm trying to remember where the other place was that we traveled to. Dallas, Texas. That was for Special Olympics and Chicago Fire for one of them, and then the other team was Team New Jersey, which was a few people selected out of different schools around the state, I think it was.
what sport?
For soccer. I said that, I think.
Special.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so the areas of my disability include autism and nystagmatism. It's a hard word to say. So how it affects me is it makes things harder to see, and then also sometimes comprehending certain words also makes it a little more difficult.
So Nathan, I have a question. Did you combine two words maybe and come up with a new creative way of calling your eye condition?
Wow.
Oh, whoops. I didn't realize that until now.
Nystagmus and astigmatism. It's nastagmatism. I
Same
like
space.
that.
Oops.
You might want to submit that in an article.
You have just broken through Barry.
Why write two words when you can
You
make
just
it
do
one?
Okay. So, when I graduate from high school, I want to education. I want to go to Heartland. Work. I want to work as a custodian. I want to live on my own when I can eventually afford that. Activities with others. Spending time with my friends. I also do soccer, as previously mentioned. And I also like going on church group events, which I am going to one this summer, actually.
You're gonna read that last line. I'm just gonna skip
Oh, please review my transcription plan.
it. Transition.
Blech.
Nathan and
Sorry.
I have had, well, we've known this for a long time. Nathan, and I was talking about it in the hallway, how you got interested and started working with our custodial crew is honestly, I think, because you didn't want to work in my vocations class,
Mm.
which was okay.
I actually didn't, but
I know you didn't, but you advocated for yourself and said, I think it'd be really cool if I could go work with Darren and do this, and I made you go talk to Darren. And then a custodian was born, because you have done that every year since your freshman year, and you have set that up all on your own.
And I've also done a lot of things for Miss D's room as
Well,
well.
we're talking about that. So
Numerous
you
things.
sort of get special treatment for that. But all I,
Next year,
I don't know. He said he would come back sometimes if I
Okay.
made a list.
clean your room.
And do things in my room. But all we did on our end over here was schedule the resource, and you took care of making sure that you set it up, and I made you talk to your resource teacher, and
Yep.
he's done everything though. I mean, you know, he'll talk about how sometimes when he would have to stay after, he'd be out lugging things back and forth on the football field, and what is it you drove? You shouldn't have been driving it, but what is it you drove with Darren?
The Gator.
Yeah, the Gator, he's
Yeah.
out driving that around the back, and he had a drill that he's drilling into concrete. in
Yeah,
my
that was
room.
yesterday. I did a soap dispenser out in the football field area because they needed new ones out there.
So he just, and the I mean, everything, and he's learned by watching and asking questions, and I do truly believe he could walk into a position. If that's something he was interested, I think you actually talked to them about that.
Yeah, that's my plan
And
anyway.
they said that you could probably even be a sub here almost pretty immediately, so I mean, I have no doubt that that's something that he could do, and I know that you have been interested in going to the Halo program, which I think you should do. It'd be a good experience for you. I don't know, I'm just pretty impressed with how you've done. I'm
Thank you.
excited for your future.
Thank you.
Because I know you're gonna tell me about it, whether or not.
if you actually do want to know, that's
So
actually.
you're going to tell me anyway, because you're going to come to my class and continue speaking, and I'll ask you.
Mhm.
You're just gonna have to show up a little earlier to fit in the conversation.
All right, that's no problem.
See? Yep.
Okay. So, case manager, please comment on how my school year has gone.
Nathan has been a great, I have Nathan in 3 classes. Consumer math, and then I have him right after that in senior skills, and then I have him 8th hour in social thinking. And the math, he's doing well. It's a lot of transferring materials back and forth between iAnnotate and his, but we have figured it out the way that it works, and I don't know if you're familiar with what iAnnotate is. It's a program where I can type something in a Word document, save it as a PDF. He has the program on his iPad, and all I have to do is then send him the PDF to his email. He is able to open it up, enlarge it, and type right onto that, send it back to me. So for him, with a visual impairment, it makes it, the material's a lot more accessible. He can actually type, and it'll either put a typed version of the words or a written version, whatever he chooses. He can do math on there, so numbers, and it's something that he can manipulate with his visual impairment, because he does need that. Because we can't always take a paper copy of something and make it enlarged and have it look good. I'd have to cut papers in half and turn them, so you know what I mean? This is a really cool program, honestly, for both of us.
And that's what we used to have to do in junior high, is we had to,
Cut.
yeah, and I had
Yeah.
books that were the size of a cart, and I'd have to wheel around a cart.
Yeah.
Days are done.
Yes, I'm glad that they made an alternative that works a lot better.
The only thing I would say, and I was telling Jan, is that sometimes we have arguments about technology, because sometimes technology isn't working, so I will offer an alternative solution that I think is acceptable, that isn't. And we have these discussions, we'll call them discussions. Am I right?
Yes, true.
And my comment was, just because we have I've said this for 3 years with you, just because we have technology
Doesn't mean it
it's-
always works.
Finishing your sentences.
Thank you. I did
Has
say
he heard
that.
it more than once?
Maybe. Well, let's say this, I've had to say it more than once, okay, so I know he's heard it, I don't know if he's listened to it more than once. But we just had a discussion about the book he's reading, because it didn't have page numbers. And we spent 3 days discussing this, until finally I said, you know what, I'm not listening to it anymore, and I just went and copied the book over a period of a few days, because it was just, even though it's accessible, it wasn't how we wanted it, and the only relenting part of this that I had was that they are working in small groups and had to collaborate, and I didn't want to have to sit there next to them and find every page number. Right?
Yeah.
But it works better now?
Yes, a lot better.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wait, that's to me.
Yeah, I did say that several times to you.
I'm
But I will
proud
say
of
it here
her.
too, thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
What does she do? No, I'm kidding. Kidding. I am proud of him. I remember Nathan as a freshman. I have Nathan as a senior. I've had Nathan for so many classes in between. Nathan is very passionate about what he believes, isn't always right about what you believe, but very passionate about it. And still working on a few things, like when he has tests in food for thought or culinary arts
Yeah,
or
food for
whatever
thought,
it is.
yeah.
My thing was, I just need to know 24 hours in advance that you have a test.
Oh.
8:30 at night, the night before, on a post-it note attached to something he sends me via Google that I didn't even look at. Not quite 24 hours. And I made him go find somebody else to read it, because I was in class and didn't have anybody to cover it. Things like that you'll learn. But overall, I think you've done a fabulous job. I've been able to watch you grow up a lot, take on responsibility a lot, and I've watched you start as somebody that looked honestly like you were just following Darren around and not doing anything but talking to the poor guy, into someone who can walk in with a drill and drill bits and some screws and hang things up for me like a pro. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we have a printer going off. Alright.
That's not me.
Perfect. Other teachers, please comment on how I've been doing in my other classes.
Well, I am most of your other
Yeah,
classes.
we've got one other person, but
Well, I will say
yeah.
for food for thought, same thing. You've worked well in groups. The hardest part was really just the vision and how that impacted the group work. But I think you tried in there.
I
and
like
think
that
it was,
class.
well, and I think it was a good
Yeah.
class for you, regardless of how hard it was. I don't think that was a bad move that we made. We could have put you in something easier, but you learned a lot in there. If nothing
A
else,
lot
it's
of
about how to
cookies.
work with other people aside from people you're used to working with.
And that's nice too, because I made some friends in that class too. Which
So it
is
was
nice.
kind of cool. I mean, it's a gen ed class, and we're doing this semester, I believe, we're just doing a pass fail, which means you still have to do the work,
Mhm.
but we're not worried about all the accuracy and everything. We want you to get as much out of it as you can. It won't impact your finals. We'll make sure of that. I just think it's cool that you did it, because I remember when we were talking about it last year, so I'm like, well, what do you think? It's, put him in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're good.
Why not?
No.
Cause,
put 'em in.
yeah, 'cause I wanted to do it and I
Mhm.
got to, and it's been a really cool experience.
Good.
Good.
Do we want to hear if Mr. Park has anything valuable to say?
And he probably doesn't, but yeah.
Well, that brings me
He's the
up, that
favorite.
brings me to my first question. Is that your homecoming picture?
No, this is
That's an
actually,
old one.
yeah, this is
That's an
actually,
old one.
yeah, that's one from when I went to Special Olympics summit. But yeah, that
You
was
don't
quite
look
a
like
while
you're
ago.
getting along.
No?
Well, no, this is supposed to be a serious
Oh,
picture.
okay.
Yeah, that's what my mom wanted for that one.
Yeah.
And so
Serious?
yeah, we got one with a smiling bite and put that one in. I decided to do the serious one.
Needless
That'd be
to
funny.
say, I'm teasing you and giving you a hard time.
I know you always do.
Yeah. No, there hasn't been a lot. It's been a lot of fine tuning, and just because I think, you know, with being in social thinking and being able to work on those things, it's that problem solving. But I mean, if you think about this year compared to last year compared to 2 years,
Yes.
I mean, my goodness,
and bounds.
leaps and bounds. And
I
so
noticed the
now we
difference
can
too, myself.
do what?
I noticed a big difference myself too.
Yes, good. And how people react and how you have the time at that point to problem solve. Other people may have ideas about technology, repair work, whatever that is. So that listening and that working through and that compromising, you've done a great job in shaping that over the years. You'll have to continue, because we all have to continue.
Yep.
Yes.
Especially mine.
Yeah.
Even Mr. Parton at his old age.
Even the old age.
Well,
We
you're
always
making
joke about
friends.
that.
Yes, like, wait, but I'm
But
the
it-
favorite,
yes.
so it doesn't matter.
Always.
So,
Always.
it's a role, see, that I've learned to accept and not argue.
And you know, Nathan, what I think, when I think about you, I think of number one, maturity, because, you know, you were my kid that took apart every magnifier, every monocular. It was always missing a cord and it was broken. And,
Somebody else did it.
Yeah, it was never you. It was mysterious how that happened.
It's a teacher's fault
And-
that it got thrown at the desk and broken.
Yeah, and you really have done a nice job of respecting your tools and taking care of them and really taking ownership of some of those mistakes. It's not an easy thing for you to do, but you have come a long way with that. And I love the way that Laura said, you know, you might be wrong, but you're passionate about it, and that's what's so important. You know, you can advocate for yourself really well, and that's probably the most important skill for you to have in life. But you do need to listen to others' input too, just saying. For the
That's a
things
little
when you really are
asterisk at the
wrong.
Especially Dad.
With an open,
Yeah, right.
with an
Mom
open
makes so many
mind, not
mistakes.
just listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see her, but your transcripts are fine and you're ready for graduation. If not, boy, won't that be a surprise.
All right. So.
It's just like the kid you thought was moving out. Here he comes
Change
in.
of plans.
All right.
Yay.
So now you guys is turn.
I think you've done awesome. I mean, I think I talked to you or I don't know if it was Laura, something about how you've changed from freshman year where you wanted everybody to do everything for you and you're so independent now and you do need to listen more. Just a little bit more.
Especially to dad.
With an open mind, listen.
Well, and I think some of that is age appropriate,
Yeah.
18-year-old behavior. I mean, it really is. So it's good to know that in some aspects you are just like every other kid.
Yeah.
But you do need to listen.
Have we said that before?
I don't recall
Maybe we
that.
should say it again.
Maybe we should. I mean, I'll go back and look in the notes.
You don't wanna hear from me?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, go ahead still.
He's that way with me as well.
Well, I think you're doing an awesome job.
Aw.
I'm real proud of what you've done here at school with the custodians and talking, you know, advocating for yourself like everybody else has said.
Yep. Yeah, and you are very passionate. You're a very passionate person. You, whatever you believe in, you like, and you express that to other people. You know, whether it's about, you know, your church stuff that you love to do, or Special Olympics, or about technology, or you're being a custodian. You're just very passionate about all those things that you like to do.
And if you're interested in something, you'll research it and figure out how to do it.
And you're not easily swayed. I think that's
No.
important too. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what's right, you know what's wrong, and if
Yes.
somebody comes up and presents that, hey, let's go do, you know, and you stand firm behind it.
That's a good thing.
That's a good quality.
Or you ask about it,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Okay.
Good job.
All right.
You already
So,
told,
yeah, I was just checking. Okay, for me to be successful in college or work, I need to do these things. I need to try really hard. I need to bring magnifiers and tell people about my disability. So continue that self-advocating.
Yep. You will have to do that.
Not a problem. Check.
I told you guys that was gonna be funny part.
We took that today.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You guys should be able to see this. I think I can put that slide in my video somehow.
I really need that picture.
Okay, I can
You
see
need
if I
to
can
shoot
get it
that
to you.
too.
Yeah.
Is that on your phone?
No, it's
You
through.
did it through the laptop.
Yeah, through my laptop,
Oh,
so I
okay.
should be able to get it to her.
Send it to me too.
No.
I will.
I'll not send it. No. Then I won't send it to you.
You should. You need, I won't send it to your mom.
Okay, I'll be watching.
Because I crossed my. Yeah.
If it gets posted and uploaded, that's another thing.
Posted on Facebook.
Don't send it to your mom.
Never
Send it to me.
Okay, so accommodations I need for college or work: magnifiers, extended time, enlarged text, dark markers on whiteboard, tests read out loud for certain tests.
So what does enlarged text look like for you in that?
Well, if I had an example, I could show
Are
you.
you
know how
gonna be
big
a
the
large
font?
print?
Where's your binder with the book in it?
Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good example.
That I copied. That didn't need.
Once again, thank you.
Once again.
Okay,
We did it for
so
like
there
15
is an
years.
example,
So-
if you guys would like to.
So what size font is that?
I'm trying to remember.
14 to 16. Sorry.
Nathan.
Well,
you're
I
not
couldn't
gonna be
remember
there next
exactly
year.
though.
Now you
That's
know.
my fault.
Now you know, we'll ask you
It's
every
my
day
fault, I
between
didn't
now and
study.
the end of the year.
You didn't study.
Well, I didn't tell them. It's like 131%. That's what it is. Okay, answer the question, Nathan.
14 to 16 font.
There you go. But realistically, you're not gonna get things in large print, in hard copies.
Yeah,
So-
most time I'm sure it'll probably be through iAnnotate or something like that.
Okay, so, and I know you know how to ask for it and which way to have it sent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what you're gonna have to talk to them about is.
Yeah,
can
is
you
doing
send it to me
emails.
digitally,
Yeah.
and then, you'll probably need to buy that iAnnotate app. It's not very expensive.
Well, I think I should be able to, since it's under my main account, I should be able to get it on my iPad at home.
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause I think-
Well, I'm not sure about what happens when you leave,
The iPad.
because the iPad stays.
Yeah, but yeah, I've got my
I'm-
main iPad, which has got, I can get iAnnotate on that because it's
But
through
I
some
also
account.
know, because I'm working with a girl who doesn't use an iPad, there's a program that can go through her laptop. It's very similar to iAnnotate. I haven't researched it or downloaded it for her because she's still iffy, so she and I are gonna try it back and forth together. It's the same concept. Something gets PDF'd, it gets sent to him, uploaded the same way, it's just not called iAnnotate.
Huh.
So that's
Yeah,
another one,
that's
and I think it's
another
free. So there
Even
will
better.
be
Yeah.
technology
Yeah,
there.
there's some
for it.
option.
Yeah,
Or another.
I like that picture, I need that picture.
That's awesome.
Okay.
It's like, let's take some pictures, okay.
All right. So, people that can assist me after high school. I'm not gonna read all that. So.
We have Heartland, and in your IEP, in the part for that, I did write. I don't know, let's see better. Close up.
So for the Halo program, he just has to apply,
Pretty much, and you can
Use that.
get information online, and I've
would
used
that be a
their.
link?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I
I
know.
would start that, and you know what, honestly, we're having another student fill it out here, now he would probably wanna do it online, and there's a teacher piece that has to be, like a recommendation, but it's
Oh,
more
I
like a
can see
form.
that.
So,
There's a couple of them.
there's a couple, there might be, you know, I mean, it could
Recommendations.
be myself, Tom could probably do one,
Okay.
custodians could, you know what I mean, so there's options
Yeah.
there. As far as Heartland, I put Barb Glover, she's the one who's in charge of Heartland, or of Halo over there.
Okay.
She is out this week, which is,
I'm gonna try go spring break and.
they would be in.
Yeah.
So her information is there. And then DRS, no,
I just sent her the information.
Okay.
On her phone right
Yeah.
now.
is that what that means?
Music.
Okay.
Music, it feels like dancing. So there's different contexts, so while, Marie is here, but I think there's one specific to the vision piece,
Okay.
is that what you sent her?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
More information on that.
Ridgeway is an adult service agency. We can talk about that too, but there's, and I'll let Marie talk a little bit about some of the services that DRS does.
Yeah, DRS is an adult agency, Nathan, that can help you after you leave the high school, and their main goal is kind of make sure you have a job, that you're vocationally stable, that you are making money if you are able to do so, and feeling good about your career choice. They can help you with finding a job, resume writing, interviewing skills, things like that. They can also help you find the job. They can help you with job coaching if you need job coaching. Maybe just support with the interview. Maybe you need support during training periods, and then let you go and be independent. It's really, they can kind of judge that after they get to know you and whatever job you feel like you're getting into. I'm excited about the custodial piece here, and wondering if you have anything lined up as far as trying to find paid gainful employment with that, and do you need DRS's help with that?
I should be able to apply directly through the Unit 5 website, I think.
Okay.
There's some sort of
Correct.
link, yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna
And
have.
we're gonna try to set up a meeting with, what's his name? The
The custodian,
Ed,
or,
what is it?
Or Adam,
Adelman,
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think is in charge of the custodians, like unified.
Oh,
way.
right.
So cause he has a son or a nephew or somebody that has autism,
Yeah.
and so
Oh, awesome.
he'll relate,
Yeah.
I think.
I
to
just,
Nathan
you know,
and-
once, and I figured it out literally last year, I'm like, this is a job for him.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
He
think
literally
would too.
I
worked.
really
I think
enjoy
he
it.
would. He literally worked for that hour, like, worked.
He came in on
I
a
think
Friday, we
it's
had, Teachers Institute,
Yes.
and he worked all day.
Yes.
I did, you know, a
Wanted
bunch
to
of
come
different
in.
tasks that they had me do around the building, washing windows and all kinds of things, replacing light bulbs, getting a bunch of
He gets
stuff.
on the
you know.
So
ladder
if we can
himself.
get that,
Yeah.
yeah, if we can
Like,
get.
literally the big ladder by
Yeah,
himself.
the 10-foot ladders,
So maybe, and Bridgeway was mentioned, Mark
Mm-hmm.
First and United Cerebral Palsy are the three agencies I know of in this area that DRS would pay money to. It's called Supported Employment Program, SEP. And DRS gives those agencies, whichever one you choose, or whichever one's kind of recommended. Some are better than others as far as what would be tailored for him, and DRS might have that with the visual impairment, someone that's more, you know, appropriate for you. But DRS would then pay that agency to help you, and that job coaching might be where they're helping you with an extended time. Maybe you haven't worked for more than a couple of hours at that type of job, but you do get a full-time position, let's say. Or maybe you start out with part-time and you are working 6 hours a day. You know, maybe you might need job coach support to get you kind of through some of the tricky parts of the day, and trying to maintain your, you know, attentiveness or just any issues you might come up with not working over an hour. Learning new job skills, things like that. Job coaches can help you with that. But the main goal is to get you on your feet and then get out of there, you know, to fade from you, because you're going to be we want you to be as independent as possible. Okay, so it's just kind of a neat service for him if he wants to access it. DRS support, it's lifelong services and supports that you are entitled to, Nathan, because you have the IEP in the school system. Okay, so not just right after you leave the school should you go and knock on their door. You can come to them anytime you feel like maybe you're needing to change jobs. Maybe you feel like you need to do something a little more challenging and you want some more support. You can come to DRS and get some ideas. Start there, get some ideas, and get some support there. And I have just a general brochure, little pamphlet on DRS, their contact number and things like that.
Anything else that anyone would like to add before?
No, I mean, you and I had talked, and I just showed you a couple things that I put in here. DRS, we talked about Heartland. Talk about independent living. I think that you'll be fine once you learn some. One of the agencies or the connections I wrote down was Connect Mobility, Connect Transit, until he gets the opportunity to drive, or if it, you know, when that happens. Connect Mobility is a great resource in town. It's the bus that literally is door-to-door service.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one around.
Yeah, it's a
the
smaller
little- yeah.
bus. It's about the size of our white buses out back. But it's on here. They don't have, I put general information, but that has an application form for it. And literally you would call, I don't know, usually the day before you would schedule your ride. And I think it's, instead of $1, it's $2, but you can buy a monthly pass for it. But it would pick you up, and then if you wanted to, you know, go from your house, even like if you had a job, it could get you within the span of about a half an hour. So, you know, I know people who ask for it early so they get somewhere on time. If you wanted to meet somebody and go bowling, same thing. It will take you as long as it's during their hours. But what it allows you to do, it's safe, it's a smaller thing, you're not waiting at a bus stop. You're literally standing at your house waiting for it to come and pick you up. And then it also does the same thing and brings you home. I had several students, remember the camp that I did last summer
Yeah.
with the adults? That's how many of my students got there. I'd have 4 or 5 of them hop off this little Connect Mobility bus, but it allows them to get out and do things. So there is that level of independence, so I put their information in here for you. And then I know you and I had talked about SOAR, you're very busy recreationally, but you'll find that when you are out of high school and you have, there's just gonna be time sometimes, you know, and you're gonna wanna, and it's not all athletic, sometimes it's, you know, a dance, and I know that you've enjoyed going to our dances here, and SOAR has a lot of dances. Kira's gone to dances, which you put that picture in your head a little bit. But they have a lot of gatherings, and sometimes they're out of town things that you can pay and go, you know, to a amusement park or something, or dinner and a movie. So I put their information in their website. It's through the Bloomington Parks and Rec. It's for anybody in the area, and they've got some neat things too.
They do a lot of stuff with Special Olympics.
They do a lot of stuff, yes, they
Competition-wise
do.
and stuff, yeah.
And they have, you know, some really fun things that they do. So no, that's all I had to add.
So I have a question, Nathan. Does Kenzie know you put that picture of her up there with?
Steven, that was on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, that was part, that was,
Excuse me.
yeah, up on my Facebook page. It's also been on, it's also on my YouTube site, cause I like to keep everything pretty consistent.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Thank you. But he wanted me to have it done today, I'm like, I don't know.
That's
I
so
decided to put my dad up there.
King Jason.
Where was that?
That was at the Mercy Me and Jeremy Camp concert.
Oh, and then to do the concert at.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was raising money for Haiti,
Yeah.
Cute.
so.
I'll just need your signature on a couple things before we go, and then I'll make copies. Other than that, no. I guess I didn't let you read it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so steps need to be completed is apply to jobs mainly.
Is there, any you said something.
Okay, my future plans are to go to college and work as a custodian.
I think you'll like Halo too.
Thank you for coming.
That is
It's
cute.
assembly.
Yep.
Yep.
So weird.
I know. Look, he's like. mm.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I didn't notice we were taking a picture at all.
You got the point?
Nice job, Nathan.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I still want that picture. Well, and he had done all the. I just shared it with him. Today's the first day. Saw that, and he's like, "Oh, we have.
And I
There's
had
some
some
blank
extra
ones."
pictures too.
Yeah,
that
we're
she
like, we
hadn't
need to
seen.
take some pictures. Okay.
So Nathan,
Not a problem.
That's awesome.
Nathan,
You
before
guys-
you sign out, hang on.
Oh yeah. You
Um,
wanted to talk about those, isn't
yeah.
that the?
See that computer name up at the top,
Yeah.
right corner of the screen?
Mhm.
That's the ID of the computer.
So that's what I need to know from my teachers then.
Yep, to get
Okay.
you logged into
I
that
can do
new
that
app.
then.
I got it.
You got it.